Welcome to 207th Squadron streaming channel, bringing you the best in X-Wing that Maine and New Hampshire has to offer. The 207 Squad is a dedicated bunch of tabletop players who love all things Star Wars, especially Star Wars themed tabletop games like X-Wing, Legion, and Armada. I'm your host, Josh Shu, and one of the moderators of our little squad. Tonight, we're kicking off our month-long online TTS tournament, Chassis Wars. With me is our streaming and data analysis guru, Alex Barbary. Hey, Alex.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Happy Father's Day. Hope you had
Father's Day.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. And our co-host, Will, the League Tyrant Webb, here to drop some analysis and knowledge. Hey, Will.
Hey, excited to be here.
Will, just so our viewers know what they're watching, what exactly is Chassis Wars?
Well, so each week, players must bring a 200-point extended list that uses a unique ship chassis for each pilot, and you're not allowed to reuse a previous flown chassis that you've used in any week, leading up to this. But since it is the first week, really, basically, what you're looking for is making sure there aren't any duplicate chassis within their lists.
Okay, so can you sort of simplify that for us who just didn't catch all that again? Give me an example.
All right, so let's say that we'll just use myself as an example, and I'll speak for myself in a third person. So let's say that Will decides that he wants to fly a Merrick Steel and a TIE Advance X1. I'd be able, he'd be able to also bring Darth Vader in a TIE Defender in a future week, but I would not be able to use Darth Vader in a TIE Advance X1 or any other X1 Advance pilots.
Well, that doesn't seem so bad.
No.
But what happens in week 2 for round 2 or round 3?
Yeah, I mean you still can't use those chassis again. So
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, no, you're I mean speak there, but there's some things around it, like there's the Falcon has many different chassis types. The X-wing has different chassis types, either T65 or T70. So like it does limit certain things, but it still gives a fair amount of freedom as well.
Exactly. So how many rounds is the tournament?
Five rounds.
Great. So Alex, it looks like we're almost ready to go. Uh, let us know when we're ready to start, Alex.
Yep, looks like they're just pulling out their target locks right now, making sure they have all their tokens available. I'm just waiting on the word from them.
Great. Excellent. Will, how many chassis would you put in the list? I mean, obviously we have 2 equivalent lists this week. We have 3 chassis in each list, but how many have you been able to sort of viably fit inside a list?
Oh, well, I mean, actually, I think both of us have had a lot of fun trying to fit 5, and I think we've done so a little, pretty successfully in a couple factions, and then really struggling to do so in others.
Absolutely, absolutely. How many viable lists do you think you can create if we were just to like keep on going week after week? Obviously, we only have 5 rounds, but what would you say is the max number of lists you could create?
Are you
Alex, do you have any? Yeah, Alex or Will?
Will, do you want to take the first stab?
Well, I mean, are you talking competitive or
Yeah,
for fun?
competitive
Oh,
lists.
I mean, I think I got to like 6, and then I want to keep like refining the core group, because I think you have like across X-Wing, all formats, you still have certain chassis that are just, a little bit better than others. So they kind of show up more frequently, I think, in the list that I'm building.
And it looks like we're kicking it off. Yeah.
Yep, and
Uh,
they've just started their timer and we're kicking it off.
and Asege reveals a 1 straight and takes a focus.
And we have Temin is up next. Looks like it was a 2 bank or 2 straight. 2 straight. I just learned you can't zoom in on the dial very well. And a boost. To the right.
And 10 reveals a 1 forward, takes a focus, and Rogue Squadron pilot takes a lock. On page Tico. And gets a stress token?
Yes, because of Lulo has oh man,
Ferrosphere.
Ferrosphere paint. Yes. Thank you for the assist. Lulo did a 2 straight, which is a blue maneuver. It's gonna try to squeeze a boost in. It looks like to the left is what I'm seeing them hover over. Oh nope. Focus. Page is up next. To a 2 straight. And the focus.
That's the end of round. Clearly, we don't have any shots here. So, Will, talk to us a little bit about the sort of theory behind Ryan's list, because this seems like a very janky list.
Wait, Ryan or Mike's list?
Ryan's list.
Ryan's list. Okay, so Ryan's list, I think, has a couple different aspects in it. I think he might have been planning for some other lists. Like right away, I notice the Rogue Squadron Escort E-Wing, and I can't help as a Scum player think, you know what? I wonder if that was in there just in case someone brought, some false transponder codes. So he has,
Absolutely.
he has an E-Wing with proton torpedoes, fire control systems, and R3, which will allow him to take 2 target locks to even more so help get some fire control. I mean, false transponder codes out of there. And then we have a double tapping B-wing, 10 num, who I'm a big fan of. I think being able to spend stress to change all your focus results work really well with the double tapping ability, so you can still keep your target lock for that follow-up shot. And for a follow-up shot, he has ion cannon or a jamming beam, a shield upgrade, and fire control systems. And then we have a siege in the K-wing with perceptive co-pilot, a seismic charge, barrage rockets, skilled bombardier, and thermal detonators. Kind of blocking off the backside, keeping 10 and the E-wing kind of safe from being, flanked with the bow tie.
Asege is so powerful with those
Yeah,
that token passing ability. So Asege
yeah,
does a 1 forward and then slammed 1 forward.
and then a 2 bank from Temin with a straight boost.
And Ryan just wanted to point out that they're going by the card, not the token.
Oh, okay.
That is out on the board for Temin's
Okay.
S foils.
Yeah, I
The
can't
10
really.
goes a 1 forward, takes a focus. Rogue Squadron does a 2 bank, 2 straight, excuse me, and boosts.
Getting right in there. Another 2 bank. And if you think you have a good move, why not assign it to all 3? And then a bank boost to the left.
Looks like they got their template stuck on the board.
Yeah, there you go. And a 2 straight from Page. It's 2 focuses.
That's just one focus,
Oh,
I
it's just
think.
1 focus. Okay, there's another one that was there.
And we'll see if we have any shots. And it looks like there's no shots this round. And that's the end of round. So, Will, tell us a little bit about Mike's list. So, what do you think the theory behind Mike's list is with Temin, Lulo, and Page?
I mean, I see a lot of offense. I see a double tapping Star Fortress with that bow tie, and then with Rose getting a target lock. If you're attacked, you can spend a defensive token, or when you're attacking, you can spend a red die or a green die to get that target lock. I see a lot of offense out there, so I mean, it makes it seem like to me he's going to want to hit hard and kind of hope he can take a ship out in one volley.
Absolutely. It's also nice to have that Temin double reposition right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's obviously slightly disadvantaged with a 4. Well, in this case, actually, not so much, just because it looks like Ryan took initiative. So
Mhm.
And
he,
as an update, Tennum on the B wing has closed his S foils.
okay.
Temins are still open on the T70 X wing.
Mm.
Because they're going
Are
by
they,
the card. Yeah.
they're going by
Correct.
the
Yeah,
card?
I guess there's some
Okay.
issue with the token not syncing with the model at the moment, so they're going off of the card.
So Asege reveals a 2 bank, takes focus, gets that extra because of perceptive. Excuse me, I misspoke before. I think Mike actually has initiative here
Okay.
with Temin.
So then Temin can be a pretty good blocker then
Mm-hmm.
to the other 4s. I do know copying it, then you have the card. They don't link anymore, but then at least maybe having that token show might be more important.
Looks like we're experiencing some issues trying to get
Nope.
it to sync up.
They are at the moment. They're. It looks like they're discussing uh, at the triggering effects for S foils opening or closing on
Okay.
the X wing. So
Okay.
he's flip. Okay, so I guess there was an issue with the tokens there. I guess, and still, so I guess they're just ruling that his S foils are open
Are
on
open right now.
the
Mm-hmm.
X wing.
All right. 2 bank to the left. So Temin's ability, because he's fully executed a 2 to 4 maneuver, he can perform a free boost if you'd like. It looks like he's not going to do.
And takes it.
A focus.
Yeah, so it looks like because the S foils card for the T70 is doesn't have anything really of value on the open side, he was flipping the card over to the closed side and is just ruling that he's leaving them closed on the S foils for the X wing, and then he's gonna flip the token as needed on the board.
So Tennum does a 2 bank and is deciding on a barrel roll right there. We'll see. And he does link it to a lock. Obviously, for that wonderful double tap that may happen.
Yep.
And gets a stress as a result of that.
Oh,
And Rogue Squadron bumps.
Yep, it is now touching 10 num.
we had a 2 straight from Lulo. Like he's thinking about a target lock. Putting a target lock on 10. Looks like he's thinking about maybe some thread tracers for Temin.
And Paige.
Yeah, Paige did a 2 bank to the left. And is focusing.
And I believe we're down to shots.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little surprised that Mike couldn't find room for a trajectory simulator.
And they are just putting a
turret.
turret arc on Lulo. It was
And
facing forward.
on
It just
Temin.
wasn't. And on Temin.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're both facing
Yeah.
forward. It's just easy to see.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like we're starting off with a shot from Temin.
Yeah, and we're going right for 10 num, it looks like.
Where are they rolling?
They haven't rolled any dice yet.
Okay.
It looks like he's deciding if he wants to do a thread tracers.
Correct.
Yeah. I think you want to here.
Obviously, hopefully Paige is within range so that she can get that lock as well.
True.
Looks like Paige is still a little further out.
Yeah. But he's clicking on thread tracers.
And Mike's having a little issue getting all those dice out, but he's got them coming. There he goes. There he goes. And Mike rolls.
2 hits and a
Ooh, yeah.
focus.
I think you just keep the lock, right?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it
gonna
doesn't seem
hit.
to make it. It's going to hit no matter what.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does. Oh, he decides to re-roll it.
Gonna spend it
Interesting.
for a crit.
Spend it for a crit
To get it back.
to get it back.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, at that point
like-
it makes sense.
So thread tracers allows everybody to do what, Will?
To get a target lock as long as they're in range of that target that was just shot at by the thread tracers.
And that
And it
card
looks
is
like
up on the
Pa-
screen.
And it looks like Paige is pretty much a little too far out to sort of acquire that lock.
Mm-hmm. And now Temin went from just having a focus range 2, it looks like, to now having a focus target lock range 2.
Range 2. Mike rolls. Good thing he's got that lock now.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1 crit. And he spends the lock for the focus. Will he spend it?
Would you?
I don't know. I mean, I think choose violence, but
Yeah.
that's just me. Would you?
I don't know. I think it's tough. You have 2 ships shooting. I don't know. It's a tough choice. Yeah, that should have been a hit. Okay, good.
Yeah, 2 hits and a crit.
There's 3 shields down on Tendum.
With 2 to go because he's got shield upgrade.
Yep.
It's brutal.
It feels like you didn't even do anything.
That's the beauty of B-Wings if you beef them up.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Looks like we're returning fire.
Retribution.
So Ryan rolls 3, gets a blank, a focus, and a hit. Spends the lock to reroll, or spends fire control system to reroll,
Mm-hmm.
and spends his stress to get 3 hits.
Oh. Ooh.
And it looks like 10 whiffs. Maybe he shouldn't have spent that focus.
Mm.
And it looks like Ryan's taking advantage of that double tap.
Okay.
Just for 1.
It's not bad. Ooh. At least it's not. What did he use? Jammy? No, it was Ion. So at least it's just 1 damage and no Ion.
1 damage, no ion at least, and there's no heroic to set that off.
Oh yeah. That's
And so
unfortunate.
there's only 1 damage right there.
Mm-hmm. So that is past half points. Ryan has scored.
Rogue Squadron lining a shot up on Lula.
Looks like proton torpedoes.
With Proton. Oh, that is brutal. That's incredible. Uses fire control system to re-roll. Nothing. So 3 crits
Wow.
against 3. Let's hope for the best.
Oh no.
And Lulo takes 3 crits.
Wow.
2 shields down. And let us know what that crit is, Will.
All right. I'll zoom on in. Let's see here. Oh, it's stuck on it. It is a stunned pilot. So after you execute a maneuver, if you move through or overlapped an obstacle, you must suffer a damage.
Which is actually, in the scheme of things, the best thing. But that does take Lulo down to half. And Asege hasn't even shot, but he has no shot there.
Yeah, I wonder if having Paige just a little bit too far out is going to come back to hurt Mike.
Anything can happen. It's anybody's game. And I think
Yeah.
we are back to dials at this point.
What an exciting round.
That was really intense for first engagement.
Yeah.
So for our players who are joining us, why don't we go ahead and show them? You guys have been paying attention to all of the tokens on the table, but obviously, Will, what's one of our prizes that we're handing out?
Oh, so we have I am not sure which one we want to reveal because I know we have a lot. So Josh, I'm actually gonna pivot
Okay,
to
sure.
you. Which one would you?
Absolutely. So if you guys have been paying attention to on the board right now, we have that wonderful lobster digital lock token. That's a custom lock token. Actually, Ryan Crocker, who's playing tonight, is the one who designed this table. So props to him for designing our streaming table. And he designed those locks and inserted them in. You can see they're custom locks that are digital and they work in TTS and they can be assigned to different ships and they will take on the characteristics of that ship. So he's done a fantastic job here. Also, if you've also been paying attention, we also have those focus tokens and custom evade tokens right there that Ryan also designed. So he's contributed quite a bit when it comes to our streaming table, and we're really appreciative of that.
And the mat.
And the mat itself, yeah.
And the
So I'm
shield
just
tokens too, right?
and the shield tokens. I'm not sure if they can see it on stream right now, but the shield tokens are moose shields right here that are double sided, one side red, one side blue. Yeah, thanks, Alex, for sharing it out right over there. Appreciate that.
It looks like Mike is ready to go. Oh,
Yeah.
they're moving.
Oh, and Asega does a 1 bank and takes a double focus as always. Because what
Yeah.
else would you do with Asega?
Nope.
Ooh, Temin comes in for a block.
I like it. He has that underslug cannon too that he can just swing around.
Will he do so is the question.
I mean, why else do you bring it?
Oh, he does a boost
Oh, okay.
with
his
Temin's ability. Yeah.
Yep, because he did a 2 speed maneuver. But he would have to use his action to turn it. So I don't know.
Does he open himself up?
I think he got a focus here.
And it looks like he will take a focus. 10 does a 2 bank.
There's some some chat. Our chat is asking who else is disappointed that Rocker Crocker isn't running a hyperspace list.
Yeah, on our Discord, he promised us that he would run a hyperspace chassis war list. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but obviously this is a really tense match so far. So he's obviously doing a great job regardless. But I thought that extra constraint he gave himself was a little bit rough. Rogue Squadron goes 1 forward, and Tennum went right 2 forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like there weren't a lot of great moves as far as avoiding Lulo. Lulo's going to kind of get to pick her poison. Ooh, a
Looks where
5 straight. I love that move. I love it.
beautiful. Goes right past.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, interesting. Okay, trying to get out of barrage rockets. I think that makes sense.
And then boost.
Are you going to stress yourself to be forced to roll an extra die?
And rotates backwards. Obviously, with no shots on him, it just makes sense to
Yeah.
roll backwards.
There might be a shot on him, but nothing that, I think she should worry about. And we have a 3 straight from Paige. Feeling left out.
We'll see if that Rogue Squadron is within range. It looks really close.
It does. I'd be scared. Got some proton rockets in his future.
You mean torpedoes?
Yes, proton torpedoes. Yes, thanks.
And it looks like we're up for shots. Lulo runs first.
All right. Going to be a 3 die attack instead of a normal 2 because she's stressed. And with heroic, maybe an opportunity for a reroll. So
Bends the lock. And unfortunately, that's just 1 crit.
Josh, did they forget starboard slash?
I don't think they crossed over.
Okay.
And so Paige. Looks like Paige doesn't have a front shot here.
Mm-mm.
I think accidentally. Did we
Yeah.
rotate? Did they rotate that by accident?
Someone rotated that by accident. Yeah.
There we go. And has a range 2 and a range 3 shot.
Now Tendum is still down 3 shields and is at range 2.
And is out of stress to spend.
Mm-hmm. So he's not going to be able to use that to change over his focus.
So I guess you're hoping to strip shields here.
Do you spend the focus?
Oh, I don't think so.
I think you need to keep that for defense.
For sure.
Oh, he
Oh,
spends it. 2 hits.
so you hope to have shields down. Oh, no.
Oh, pulls a
Sure.
natural evade.
I feel like evades always land hard any other die. They're like, no, you shall not pass.
Or in my case, never. So that is the common thread in my life, is that every time I roll green dice, I blank out. Just green dice, though.
It is your curse.
It is my curse. 10 takes a shot on Paige, range 2. And rolls
Okay.
a single hit
Wow.
with. Now,
So now we're saying that it was a good idea for Paige to use the focus. Does he have a target lock? Is he thinking about spending? Oh, okay.
he
Okay.
uses fire control system for nothing.
Ew.
So that's 1
Oh.
hit.
Oh. That's
Paige
sad.
takes 1 shield, which is to be relatively expected.
That's true.
And she's a beast.
12
How much?
overall hit points.
And so spends the ion. Oof!
Oh, there it is.
There it is. But not enough to ionize.
No. Actually, just 1 ion, right?
Just
1
1
damage.
ion.
Yeah. Wow.
So 2 more ions to ionize.
These 2 guys are rolling a lot of natural evades tonight.
Rogue Squadron takes a proton torp shot.
So this is his second, right?
So this is his final one.
Final one, yep.
Wow. Oh, man.
And that's 2 hits and 2 crits.
Oof.
Alex, do we have any sense of data on how they've been rolling tonight? Is it like above average, below average?
Let me see if I can pull up the stats at all. Or if they've taken that out. Do you remember?
Always a good thing.
I was
thought
actually
they left. Mhm.
Weren't you? I was like looking for it the other day. I couldn't find it. I think they might have taken it out.
I believe they're
They
taking
might have
out die
taken them.
stats.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought they still had them for some reason.
But like you said, it could be a good thing.
Will, can you zoom in on those damage cards and let us know what they got?
For sure. Let's see here. So we started off with a disabled power regulator, and that kind of will just be added on to the ion, but that's not going to happen until until Paige engages. Then Paige will get that second ion, and then once you perform an ion maneuver, then you stop gaining ions when you engage. And it looks like he might have taken a direct hit because he took 2 cards. Wow.
Oh, beautiful evades.
Wow.
2 hits and 2 evades.
Looks like Ryan didn't have any feelings about that at all.
Tevin gets to live another day.
I mean, to be fair, he's attacking with a 2-die like bow tie attack, so I don't know what he's expecting.
But I still think the evade dice come in really handy here. I'm
Yes,
happy for Mike to sort of pull that out.
for sure.
So obviously, what are the downsides to Ryan's list now? Will, what do you think?
At this point, or just in general.
Just in general.
Yeah, I think unfortunately you always take a risk anytime you bring a B-wing to the battle. I feel like they're one of those ships that kind of sound better in your head, and then you get it out there, and then it gets focus fired and it's gone. I think that's why you have the shield upgrade on it to help, and obviously 10, does help with the natural ability to spend stress to reroll. I mean, to just turn focuses into hits or evades, but. So I would say the B wing probably is his weakest point, and then there's a lot of points in that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of points in that. And Mike was correct to focus fire on Tennum right there,
Yeah,
just to hopefully take him off the board, because that is the beef. But that Rogue Squadron just coming in hot. So what do you think the mid-game strategy now is? Like, what do you think Mike's best bet is moving forward?
I think actually Mike. I think you called it. I think Mike wants to move forward. Like Paige is, I think, in a pretty good spot to kind of catch both the E wing and the B wing in a possible bomb scenario. So they're going to have to, you know, completely change course, which I think is going to help Lulo turn around in, and we might see a K-wing taking some damage in the near future.
Hey Will, you should check out the chat.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Looks like Will's wife is here to troll him a little bit.
Yeah.
She's definitely listening in. Your wife loves you. Some
Very
kind of
supportive.
emoji. Very supportive. I do appreciate that. Uh, Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope you guys had an amazing day. So what do you think Ryan's move is now? Now that he's in the lead, what would you say his next steps are? What do you think his focus priority should be?
I mean, there's a lot of points in Lulo. Lulo is a very expensive A-wing. I think you could use the K-wing to go after Lulo and get Lulo completely off the board. I think it's really the race to get the third ship off at this point.
And now we're in system phase, looks like.
Yeah. I mean, Alex, what would you focus on in this round?
From which point of view?
I
And it
mean,
looks like Page
oh, they're
Deco is
moving.
dropping a
Okay.
thermal detonators.
Yep.
I was gonna say from Ryan's.
Yeah, from Ryan's point of view, I think I'd probably try to take where he's currently lined up. I'd probably try to take as many shots at Paige as I could. He's just got him right in his sights, and with her only having six hull left, and with the disabled power regulator and everything already on her, is maybe trying to put another
True.
ion. Chains to another thermal detonator.
And
Oh,
I
that's
wonder if
great.
they're going to use delayed fuses or not.
Looks like delayed fuses is coming out. Possibly. Yep.
Yep.
On one or on both?
Looks like just on one.
Yep.
Asege also drops a seismic.
I love it.
And takes a one bank in, double focuses. Perhaps risking a Sege and taking a sacrifice play.
Mm-hmm. With, I mean, no shields. Full shields, so I don't think it's too much of a risk that you're taking.
And what does Temin do, Will?
Temin follows it up with a 3 straight
And does
a free boost
uh-huh.
because he did a 2 to 4 speed maneuver. And thinking about okay, focus. All right. Interesting that it didn't do a barrel roll.
And does a 2K. Gets stressed.
Ooh, I like it.
Rogue Squadron does a 1 bank, obviously trying to trap Paige right there.
Oh, Alex called it.
And takes an evade. Not certain if he's going to have a shot.
Huh. He still does have that target lock, so maybe he's just trying to stay above half points. And we had another 5 straight. Lulo's here to move fast.
Get out of dodge. Get out of...
Yeah.
I mean, he does have 1 hull left. So if
It's
you're
true.
Lulo, you're just going to keep on running until you have a shot.
That's fair.
Looks like he does a boost.
Makes sense.
I love how Ryan has managed to come through the center, dominate, and split this list
Mm-hmm.
apart.
Yeah, you're right.
It's such a beautiful strategy, and I wasn't quite sure what he was doing coming down the middle because I thought he was just going to get hit real hard, but he's managed to split the list apart.
I mean,
I'm pretty impressed by it.
Would you have stayed closer with Lulo?
I may have stayed a little bit closer with Lulu, but I can understand why Mike got out of dodge with 1 hull left. Just seems to make sense. You know, at this point, his job is to keep Lulu alive and take pot shots when he can. That way he has to split focus. But it does mean that he's going to be able to, he's going to have less chances to push through damage on any of the ships.
For sure. Yeah, I think Paige is in a pretty tough position. All right, so we're having some bombs going off now.
And it looks like
That first thermal detonator gets nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the
Delayed.
delayed fuses on the second. Comes off.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Ryan will take the sacrifice play for the debris.
And that's gonna hit Temin for another hull, and there's just 2 left on Temin. And oddly enough, he hasn't used his BB astromech yet. He's done plenty of blue moves.
There are a lot of triggers to remember for that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm probably feeling the heat a little bit at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So Paige gets another ion token for her crit token.
She's engaging. Mm-hmm.
And it looks like she's going to take the range 1 on Tendum.
I think you have to.
You have to, right?
That's a good. That's no brainer.
At least Rogue Squadron Pilot is now officially out of proton torpedoes.
Still with a 3 die natural attack though. Still very strong.
So it looks like we got a hit and 2 focuses. Spends the focus for 3 hits
There you go.
and gets that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty important to make him spend that there. That was a big hit.
And it looks like Lulu has no shot, neither does Temin. It looks like it's a brutal range 1 shot from 10. Important part, he doesn't have a lock here, but he is within range of a Sege, so he can spend those focuses if he needs to.
Oh, yes.
And checks the range bubble, is within range, spends that focus for 2 hits.
Good call.
And rolls an evade. And Paige takes 1 hit. And how much hull does she have left now?
She has
Paige
5 left.
5 left. So she's way below half now.
Mhm. Okay.
Rolls 1 hit. Spends the lock for the reroll.
Oh,
I think he's just thinking over his options, whether he wants to spend the focus from a Sege.
And he leaves it. And that's 2 more hits.
I have to say, not having another ship shooting that K-wing means that those focuses can pretty much be spent whenever and wherever.
Ooh, and just barely makes that range 3.
Ooh,
Barrage rocket shot.
that's big.
And that's 1 hit and 1 crit. This might be it for Paige. And gets another hit. And Will, can you call that crit out for us?
Sure thing. It's a damage engine, which is not terrible, really. It's going to be going straight.
And is
Oh, it's
that
gone. It's at
is
9.
gone?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8.
That's it? Wait. Looks like they
1,
deleted her
2,
off the board.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm only counting 8 cards
That
here.
should,
I'm,
yeah, that shouldn't
can we
be.
that shouldn't be could we chat them?
Yeah, I'm chatting it right now.
Okay.
Whoops.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 9.
One, two. Oh, that's 9 damage.
Oh, it
We
is.
must have missed something. Yeah. So Paige is gone.
Where's the... Okay.
There's one on over to the side here and two underneath.
Okay.
It's okay, Will. I just blame the confusion on your miscounting.
I didn't see it. I'm looking here and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can
It
count.
wasn't. I'm counting it too. I count 9. Anyway, while we try to figure out how to count, looks like players have agreed that Page Tico is off the board. Yeah. Will, didn't you used to be a teacher?
Hey, I literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where is the 9th card? I have no clue. Is this one stacked or something? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
there's a stack. There's a
I got
stack
it.
up in the corner by the bombs.
Makes sense.
So there's 3, 6, 9. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the damage engine. You're right. Yes, it's really sad that I was teaching at one. Yes.
It's okay. On
Yeah.
my day off, I can't read. And it looks like Asege drops another seismic charge during system phase. And takes a hard 2, double focuses.
They have a 2 bank from Temin. Once again, not using BB-8.
Or maybe we're using BB-8.
Oh, a BB-8. Okay, BB-8.
BB-8 does a 2 bank. Uh-oh.
That's gonna go on the rock.
That's gonna go.
Oh,
Ooh!
Just shy of
Just.
the rock.
Wow. But now what?
Well, now if he BBs again next turn, he could probably avoid the rock.
Yeah.
But.
But now he's going to definitely take it from the seismic.
Exactly. No matter what he does, he's going to take it from the seismic.
oof.
I think he would have been better off maybe trying to get farther away, maybe barrel rolling rather than the boost.
Probably. But it looks like he does take a focus. And that rock will be gone next turn anyway.
Yeah, so really Ryan's just trying to clear the way for him.
Yeah.
trying to
Rogue
make sure
Squadron
he-
takes a hard 2.
He's just trying to make sure he keeps his action economy.
Does a quick barrel. And does a hard 2. And checks for a lock, but does not have a lock and takes a lock on a gas cloud.
Three bank.
I'm going to magnify one of those focus tokens real quick since we didn't have one out on the board before. Our custom focus tokens with the main 207 Squadron logo in there. They're just checking.
Looks
for
like that
bomb
either.
range.
And that bomb goes off with no damage for the thermal detonators. And it looks like we will catch that seismic. And within range 1.
And that's one hull left for Temin.
And Temin has taken both of those seismic from Asege.
Mm-hmm. Back-to-back rounds.
Yep.
Oh, barely clips. Asege gets Lulo
Wow.
obstructed at range 3.
What did Lulo do for her action?
I believe boost.
Boosted. I think they were trying to get out of range.
Okay.
But that obstruction is rather nice.
For sure. You know, you could always just roll 3 natural evades. That works too.
That works too. And Lulo lives yet again. And it looks like everybody doesn't have any shots.
And not stressed, which is good. Really opens up the dial for Lulo.
So I think this would be a good time for us to introduce for all of our Chassis War players the original list award. So each week we're going to compile all the lists that our players play, and we're going to find that single list that has the least overlap with any other list. Obviously, this week we saw a bunch of lists. Will, what kind of lists have we seen this week so far?
I mean, we saw a fair amount of rebel lists. We saw some good Imperial lists. I know there were some 2-ship lists that included Darth Vader and a Defender. We had
And Ray and Poe.
and Ray and Poe. I thought we had a pretty good mix of lists, to be honest. Not too surprising. I think you was kind of like, how much do I want to really reveal? What kind of ships do I really want to commit to in the first week?
And that's the thing with the original list award. Each week we'll pick one list that was the most unique compared to all the other lists. At the end of the 5 rounds, once we have 5 lists, then we'll put it to a vote, and all players in the tournament can vote on the most original list award. And basically what we'll do is we'll create a custom emoji for you in our Discord. So be sure to join our Discord. Whoever's watching, feel free to drop a link to our Discord and invite people. We'd appreciate it. And it looks like we're relatively set. Everybody's double checking their dials at this point.
Yeah, almost 40% of the lists were rebels this week.
Crazy, Alex. Everybody gotta love this, that Hera Singula in the A-Wing, right? I did. That's the list I flew.
I actually ran Hera in the Ghost.
Wow. Bold. That was bold. And it looks
I
like
saw that
Asege
list.
reveals it too hard and takes a double focus yet again.
Alex, I really like that list a lot.
Saw Gerrera on a natural 4 dice attack is brutal.
Oh, and then I think you had a shield upgrade too, just to get an extra shot in there.
Yep.
So a hard 2 from Temin. He can still use his ability if he wants. And he still has that underslug cannon that could fire off with a move from 10. Getting into range for that, because you have to be at range 1 for the underslug cannon.
But he takes a focus to be safe. Makes sense.
Oh, for sure. Oh, you need a target lock for the underslug cannon. Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly. And takes a barrel. Get a lock and a stress. Rogue Squadron does a hard 2. And Moose.
Hard 3 from Lulo. There's really not a lot of great options. I think you almost want to focus.
He could boost in to try to arc dodge. Because Barrage Rockets is range 2 to 3.
Oh, that's right.
But then he's still in arc of the Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think. Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough choice.
What would you do, Alex?
I think the barrage rockets would probably be my biggest worry. So I probably want to stay out of that and take my chances with the turret.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you can squeeze in a no, not a barrel roll.
And of course, if he stresses himself out, he loses that defense die, which he really needs. But he can't turn his arc.
Yes, it's tough. Between a rock and a hard place, if you will.
At this point, with 18 minutes left on the clock, I think you want Lulo to survive as much as you can. We can understand how difficult the decision that might be.
So would you do an evade boost maybe?
I would say an evade boost, putting him at range 1 of a Sege, and therefore barrage rockets can't go off.
Right, and then you get that guarantee. There we go. Oh, just a boost.
And a rotate.
Okay.
See if he can take out at least 10.
Okay.
Maybe just aiming for that MOV right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the downside to flying with... Seems like something weird is happening. Oh, there we go. Checking for arc. It's got range 3 on 10 right there. Hopefully he can take out 10.
Oh,
2 crits and a focus. Well played. Let's see if 10 can pull it out.
oh wow.
And that's
Sneaking a-
one evade, but
sneaking a crit through.
sneaking a crit through. And it looks like that crit is... Fuel leak. He's glad that he didn't get that other hit.
Well, there's still another ship. So gonna be shooting.
And 10 returns fire. No, sorry. Temin takes shot range 1.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got... Does he have a lock or a focus?
I think just a focus. Ooh. I don't know. I think you keep it. Oh.
I think I would
He
spend
spends
it.
the focus. I would spend it.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
it's
sure.
likely that 10 is going to probably go down at this
Oh yeah, he
juncture.
did just have 2 left.
Oh,
Okay.
and he gets the evade from the stress.
Wow.
So 10 gets 1 left. Holding
Yeah.
on by a thread.
That's the danger.
Now 10 obviously taking that range 1.
Yep. The target lock. Look at those fancy 207 target locks.
And it
There you
looks
go.
like 2 hits. And how many does he need? Oh, it looks like 3.
Yeah,
Will
fire
this-
control system.
And will this do it?
You get 2 through.
And I
Or
think
hull.
Oh,
yeah.
that's...
Yep.
And 10 goes down for the count.
Yep, because that stack is 3. I'm not going to mess up damage cards again.
I was double checking anyways. I was counting again.
And Rogue Squadron
I've lost all
decides...
credibility.
And that's 5 right there. And Rogue Squadron takes a shot at Lulo. Range 3.
There we go.
When do you think the game turned, Will, at this point?
Oh,
Oh, and that's a gorgeous hit and 2 crits right there.
I think it was positioning. I think the second Temin and Lulo were no longer in battle, and the K-Wing just got to share focuses and make those shots on page really effective.
Absolutely. Those gorgeous proton torpedo shots were definitely something that sort of changed the game, especially being able to lock Temin early and setting up that hit and then splitting them apart. I think in mind. Alex, any takes for you?
I think, yeah, right about the time when he split them apart, I think that's when things really turned, when they weren't all focusing fire. The 1 or 2 rounds where they were just all concentrating on just knocking out Page and Lulo and Temin had no shot. I think that's was really what did it.
That was just an amazing tense game. Just because, obviously, I mean he wasn't able to get that lock on those thread tracers early on.
And then like initiative doesn't really matter so much anymore at that point because you're just getting a barrage of shots against you. No pun intended.
And so is Lulo still alive at this point?
Lulo is still alive.
Should be dead actually with 2
Oh,
crits and a hit, and only the 2 evades. She only had 1 hull left.
oh, I didn't know they had rolled. Okay, I didn't know that was a shot to Lulo.
Unless
And
something else happened.
are we seeing something else? And I think they're pretty much talking through their end game right now,
Gotcha.
and what they could do. And that's a wrap. I think that's an
Thank you.
amazing game. Full table. How many points did Mike score? Did he get anything? Looks like he earned half at least on 10 num, but
So
didn't
that's
do any damage.
31 points.
That's 31 points for 10. And it looks like we're pretty much up to a full table on Ryan's side there. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be back next week for our next round. We'll be featuring top tables, hopefully, or at least the next top table that's available next Sunday at 8:30 p.m. If you have any feedback or thoughts, leave it in the chat. Find us on Facebook. Join our Discord. Feel free to give us some heat about our takes. Feel free to let us know what we could do better. So glad you could join us tonight. Links in the chat. I'll be sure to sort of drop them in shortly. And I'm Josh Shu. And thanks for joining us. Will, any last words?
No, this was exciting.
Yeah,
I'm looking
and
forward to next week.
and thank you, Alex, as always, for setting this up and getting our stream going.
Oh, my pleasure. Hope everybody enjoyed it.
And this is 207 Squadron signing off. Play more games, more Star Wars, more main.